to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. So we are reaching a point where we begin to invite members of the public to call us in. But before we do open the line, Mr. Producer, are you ready for us to wish Sister Susan O'Brien from the Nassau Village community a very happy birthday? And of course, she celebrated her birthday, if I'm correct. She celebrated it when, my spiritual advisor? Was it on Sunday?
Let's see. Sunday?
It was Sunday.
Yeah, okay.
Susan O'Brien, she is one of the women them. She accepted my leadership about 8 years ago. And on my 60th birthday, I had to visit one of the local primary schools. And I was shocked as I entered the school. She raised a glorious song as she wished me, and she sang as loud as she could a very happy birthday to me. So, Susan O'Brien, I thank God that you have accepted my leadership, and I wish you a happy birthday. God bless you, and continue to do God's work among the people, and particularly the people of Nassau Village. This is powerful, my spiritual advisor.
Absolutely, yeah. We also have another birthday as well. Birthday greetings goes out to Hakeem Pender. I think Hakeem Pender is celebrating his 34th birthday in Riverdale, Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States.
Happy birthday, Hakeem.
Coming from his father, Sergeant 2169 Prescott Pender in Freeport, Grand Bahama. All right, so happy birthday to Hakeem Pender, celebrating his 34th.
And we wish people everywhere a happy birthday. And we salute mothers everywhere who is struggling to ensure that their children continue to be law-abiding. And we salute young men who listen to the wisdom of their fathers and who listen to the instinct of their mothers. So when your mom say to you tonight, boy, why you going out? Shock her and jump in the bed. Shock her and jump in the back of her and say, Mommy, I ain't going nowhere. Mother's instinct is powerful, and we salute mothers everywhere. Go ahead, my spiritual advisor. Open the line.
All right, the number to call is 323-7775. The number to call is 698-0775 and 698-0776. The lines are open. I think we got about 25 minutes, if I'm not mistaken, to take some calls. So if you want to talk to us, you can call us now. 323-7775, 698-0775, 698-0776. But you want to discuss something about Mike Morrow?
Mike Morrow.
Until we get some calls.
You have Mike Morrow photograph?
Yeah, you have it. There you
Mike Morrow. Mike Morrow says he's not concerned about the murders that are taking place in the inner city. He doesn't see it having any impact on tourism. So we now understand Mike's concern. Mike isn't concerned over the fact that among the Negro people, that the killings are taking place as long as it doesn't reach Prince George Wharf. So this is the kind of leadership that we are faced with, where the indigenous people are being killed. Nobody's concerned about that as long as it does not affect the tourists. It's a very sad situation that we can have all these murders taking place and no one is concerned about the safety of the indigenous people. Nobody is concerned about the collateral damages as long as you Negroes don't carry it on Bay Street, don't carry it by Bahama, don't carry it at Paradise Island. So this is what we are faced with, a struggle to save the Negro people. And so it's my hope and prayer that young people will get wise and stay home. Young people will get wise and listen to their mother's instinct. It's a time for survival, and there are too many killings taking place, and nobody seems to be concerned about it as long as it doesn't affect the economy. Okay? So that is the struggle.
You have a call? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take this call. Welcome to Freedom March. Call your live.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
Good afternoon. Great.
Hi. You need to tell Mr. Monroe, the crime in Village Road and Camp Road and Shirley Street, the armed robberies and stuff is very ridiculous. It's an every night thing.
Well,
Getting worse and worse and worse and worse.
where's it taking place?
Village Road, Camp Road, Shirley Street.
Really?
It's getting worse. You call the police, you try to call for help. Before they answer the phone, the only thing coming up on your phone is the map, is where you're calling from. And it takes 15, 20 minutes to answer. And when they do come, it come an hour, 15, 20 minutes later. It's ridiculous.
Really?
After the crime. Yes, really.
I'm sorry.
Now, it's getting close to the bridge. They're going to wait until the tourists start getting children robbed. And then they can realize that no capital punishment needs to come in place.
Wow.
Before it starts, they need to stop and do something about it.
Okay.
You need more security around the area.
So you say these robberies are taking place in the Village Road area, Camp Road area in Wells?
At Shirley Street,
Shirley Street.
going straight down.
What kind of robberies? Armed robberies?
Yeah, armed robberies. No one getting shoot. Thank the Lord for that. But they taking
Okay.
vehicles and everything.
I was wondering about that, if they were taking vehicles as well.
Have you
Okay.
seen
Yes.
any saturation patrol?
In that area?
It come through to the morning sometime at 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock. But
Okay.
everything's happening like 8, 9, 4 in the morning and stuff like that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. I'll tell
We'll
Wayne
put the
Monroe,
Minnesota
okay?
alert. Thank you so much, caller.
Try to call him and let him know, but he's not answering the phone.
Okay.
All right, just
You
send him a
could
text.
always send him a WhatsApp.
Yeah, send them a message.
Will do.
Thank
Thank
you.
Yeah.
All right.
Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Yes, darling. I would like to speak to Mr. Manco, Mr. Spiritual Advisor.
All right, we can't take your call because it's gobbled. You want to try hanging up and calling us back because your call is not coming through properly.
You can hear it now?
You want to try and see if you can understand what she's saying?
Well, go ahead, my dear.
Good afternoon, Spiritual Advisor.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Manco.
Good afternoon, my dear.
How are you all both?
We're doing okay, thank you.
Well, I am one of the woman them.
Woman, behold your leader.
All right, so you have to turn your
I
radio
am
down.
so fed up with all of this killing. On Saturday, my great-granddaughter, uncle, 18-year-old, got killed, got starved to death.
I'm so
I
sorry.
would like
Go ahead, talk.
Yeah, that we can't take that call. You're gonna have to call back. We're having an issue with that call. We're so sorry. We don't mean
But
to be
we're sorry
insensitive.
that your great granddaughter's
Yes. Uncle was stabbed.
was
Yes,
stabbed.
Yes,
It's sad.
Sorry to hear that. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Yes, hello?
Good afternoon, caller.
Yeah, good day.
Good day.
Yeah, I have a short comment and then I want to ask Mr. Monco a question. First of all, the crime, a big thing like crime is going to take more than one solution, more than one angle of approach to as a solution. You know, it's going to take the home, it's going to take the church, it's going to take religion, it's going to take social groups, you know, a number of things, okay? So it's not one particular thing that we would do that would solve, like just hanging, you know. That's a part of the solution, but it's not the all in all. Now, I want to ask the Monco a question. And if he is prepared, he could answer the question now. But the question what I want to ask him, I want him to take at least 2 or 3 days to think about it. And you could pitch into Spiritual Advisor. What do you all think about us, the country, this nation, communist.
Being what?
Communist.
Okay.
Well, that's,
Well, I can answer you right now. Communism has failed in the world. I'm opposed to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, why I say you could take a few days that
No, I don't need a few
some
days.
some communist countries run.
I don't need a few days. I'm able to answer that. Communism has failed on God's earth, and there's no need for communism. Russia, the Soviet Union, collapsed. I think the last time I heard about them, it must have been President Ronald Reagan who called on Mr. Gorbachev to break down the goddamn wall. God forgive me. All right?
Well,
And when
Uncle.
Ronald Reagan finished with it, the wall came down and communism ended. Long live the memory of Ronald Reagan.
Russia's still communist, though.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
are some progressive communist countries.
Yeah, we see it. And
Vietnam is one of them. You know,
Yeah.
and the communism, the economy, and a lot of communist countries is failing because the West failed to trade with them.
right.
Well, that isn't true because in the case of China, China is purported to be communist, but we all know it is a capitalist economy with perhaps a communist political system.
It would be trading.
I say capitalism now, capitalism forever. You take good care, my brother.
Yes, sir, thanks.
Thank you.
Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How you doing?
Good afternoon.
Yes, Mr. Monka, you said that Mr. Mara
Mora.
doesn't, Mike
Yeah.
Morris Jr.
Yeah.
doesn't care about Over the Hill, right?
No.
He's not concerned about the murders because it's not affecting the tourism industry out on Prince George Wharf.
Yes.
Well, from the country was gained independence, the Conky Joe White behemoth really ain't concerned what we concerned about, you know. The Conky Joe White behemoth concerned about the economics and real estate. So that's what they've been striving on. They gave us politics to run ourselves, while they kept all the businesses and they control all the real estate. Now, it's sad for him to say that, but I feel that's how they think. Because for me, I don't see no white behemoths getting themselves in problems. They might now, but I don't see it reported as much as our brothers and sisters, getting themselves in these problems and creating havoc. So I think the white behemoth or the Conky Joe behemoth, which you call them, is really not concerned about these things. They're more so concerned about businesses, what they have on all these islands, especially Nassau, and they run the bulk of the real estate industry in the country. So that's what they're really concerned about, sir. But he's wrong. If he said that, he's totally wrong because crime could affect those people also. But you really don't hear about white behemoths being in no part of the media dealing with crime or anything like
Well,
that.
if
I
they,
never see a white behemoth go to Foxhill.
Well, if they're not
No.
killing anybody, then why should they be charged? If they're not committing
Well, that's
robbery,
what I'm saying.
So perhaps we should learn from them.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course, we should learn from them.
Yes.
I see an island called Spanish Wells. They're an industrious island. They do everything in Spanish Wells for themselves. They don't depend on governments. They vote and everything. But the thing is, they don't get up and discuss politics every day.
Okay.
And they demand the governments. They tell governments what they want.
Yeah.
So when we go in these white areas like Spanish Wells, our demeanor and everything changes. You see? Because their society and their island is totally different.
Well, you can do the same.
You don't litter over there. You don't spit on the ground. You don't hear loud music over there.
Okay.
Now, when you get back on the other side, everything, they bring back and they continue. But
Okay.
if the Mike Morris said that, he's wrong. But I think that's just the way the white family is feeling.
Okay.
Until it hit their doorstep. Yes.
Well, let's put it this way. If they are acting responsibly, I have no problem with whatever
Of
they
course.
think, as
Of course.
long
And that's how our people
as
should
they are not committing any crime.
People should act.
And what is the reality? The Conky Joes are not committing murder. I thank you
Of course.
for,
Of course.
I thank you
Like
for your
you say, we
comments.
should learn from them. Of course,
Yes,
gentlemen.
let's learn from them. Do well,
Thank
my
you,
brother.
Caller. Take care. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Good afternoon. I'd like to speak to Mr. Rodney Moncur.
Sir,
Mr. Moncur,
sir,
I want to talk about Hotel Workers Union.
go ahead. Let me hear what you have to say.
It's talking about now trying to get a raise for the workers.
Yes.
They take over that union, and for almost 20 years, them people hadn't got a dime.
Right.
The people who work for Hotel Workers Union, a lot of them now retire, cannot get retired because they had not paid what they're supposed to pay. Now, there are people who work for them, like Brenda Stevenson, Roy Goldbrook, and them. They ain't getting money yet, almost 20 years. And this is supposed to be a union.
Well, do you remember leading up to the 2021 general election that the workers entered a memorandum of understanding with the Progressive Liberal Party? Did you hear my question?
Yeah, I hear you.
Do you remember it?
Yes, I do.
Then take advantage of the memorandum of understanding that the workers signed with the PLP, for the PLP is the party of the workers. March to the PLP headquarters, demand to see its leadership, and demand that the PLP live up to the promise that it will be on the side of the workers. You take good care.
Recognition
God
of blood.
God save the king. It sounded like something that was said in 1990. It's powerful.
Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Hey, spiritual advisor.
Good afternoon.
My brother Manka,
So,
allow me just to give a Senator birthday request to Robert Zah Parton, coming from his wife, his children, his sisters, Betsy, Jean, Nita, Trina, his brothers, and all the laborers on the Lady Francis mail boat, and the family of Black Point Exuma. Now, this crime thing, sir. People keep talking about what hanging can do and what hanging ain't can do. Hanging ain't for nothing. If you're driving a bus and you stop off the bus stop, there's a fine that you pay for that. There's a penalty for that. If you're driving a public vehicle in the necktie season and you don't have on a necktie, there's a penalty for that. Hanging is for the penalty for the crime in which you've done. We ain't worried about what hanging can change, you know. We die, no problem. We just want you to get punished for the crime in which you do.
All right. Thank you so much, caller.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. We don't have any more calls. Go ahead, Sender.
yeah. So, where were we?
I don't know. You was discussing I don't know if you had finished
It
discussing
was Mike Morrow, and the fact that his excitement is it will not, if it isn't affecting tourism, something has to be fundamentally wrong to be living in a society in which leadership is principally concerned about foreigners, tourists. Certainly the human rights of every indigenous person should be protected. I want to be living in a society where my life is as valuable as the visitors. I want to be living in a society where the law not only protects the tourists, but it protects me as a citizen. And that is a fundamental problem where we are principally concerned about the economics. The economics is very important, but certainly it is a violation of the human rights of the indigenous people when we are not concerned about their rights to life and to safety. Something has to be done, and that is my position. Do you have a
Absolutely.
call?
Yeah, we got a call. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Hi, Brother Monica.
Sir,
Who started temporary workers?
who started? Who started?
Temporary workers. You have to turn your radio down for us, please.
Temporary workers.
Well, I can't answer that like that. There are times when you may not be able to bring a person on full time, but you need some temporary workers. So I can't say who started it, but I do know from time to time you need temporary workers.
Brother Monica,
Yes?
the temporary workers were started by the government. And
Okay.
after the government started, then it ran into the private sector, the hotel sector.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And that's under the PLP government.
Really? The PLP started temporary workers. Well, that isn't a bad thing, you know. There are times when you have
So
to...
don't tell me you're friendly with the workers.
All right, so this is radio, TV,
Yeah.
whatever it is. You got to turn it down if you want to speak to us, okay?
Listen, there's nothing wrong. There are times when you need temporary workers. In 1978, Club Med took me on as a temporary worker. But I was determined to show Club Med that I should become a full-time worker. So I put on a good working maneuver.
Brother Monica.
Yeah. And when the period for being a temporary worker...
When they started the temporary workers and the hotel followed suit, they started working people for 6 months and then put them off for a week or two and then restarted them. So you never had any kind of...
Well, that didn't happen in every case because it didn't happen
Yes, sir.
to me. See, I'm going to speak about me. In 1978...
No kind of benefit. He had no kind of benefit.
I want you to hear me out, my brother. In 1978, when my 6 months came and they reassessed me, they took me on in the storeroom. Now, there are others who may have failed, but I was determined
What?
to become fully employed. I got your point.
That's you and you only one person, Brother Monica.
Well, I have
but
only-
the whole majority of the folks started working like that.
No. I can
You know what the
call.
hotels pick it up.
No.
I can remember quite clearly because I was in the hotel industry.
Okay. I hope you saw my point. I think I see your point. Some of your friends were not successful, but I can assure you.
So don't tell me you're friendly with the workers and then you started something like that that give the workers no benefits. The same thing with the school boards. The people have no benefits. And they started that too.
The school boards may not have any benefit because did they negotiate?
No, they're negotiating nothing.
Well,
sir.
they have to negotiate. Who
They're
hired
negotiating
them?
nothing.
Okay. Anyway, let's pray over it. I
Yeah.
will reflect on what you say, and perhaps you'll call me another day and add another plug. Help to educate me.
Okay, Brother Monica.
This is powerful.
323-7775 is the number to call. Okay, we don't need more calls.
Yeah.
Santo. Anyhow.
There are times when you have to hire temporary workers. A hotel might have extra people coming in, plenty people coming in. And so for a week, they need additional workers. And they may not be able to take you on full time. You should still take advantage of it and do your best so that if they do need additional workers, you would have stood or stand out in their inventory, in their memory, in their sight. I had an opportunity in 1978 where I went to Club Med at Paradise Island, and I was a temporary worker, but I was determined that I would become a full-time worker. So I worked hard. I did my best. And I learned. There were many things that I learned. And they took me on. They introduced me to cheese, and I laughed, and I said to my friends, you know, I'm going to master these cheese.
Yeah, the end of the show.
The show's over?
Yes, it is.
This is Freedom Up. God saved the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God saved young people. Listen to your mother. If she say, don't go out tonight, stay home. Mother's instinct forever. God save King Charles III and the entire royal family. Long live mothers, 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 mothers.